this is BelGeode, and we are back once more with some Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition. Well, the time has come for us to finally leave Little Rock, Arkansas, and our next stop is going to be the Music City itself, Nashville, Tennessee, home of the Grand Ole Opry and, of course, Country Music Central, pretty much. Now, I'm not a huge fan of country music myself, but gotta give them mad props. I love music in general, so we're looking forward to having a fun time there. And Allie, are you ready?
I am ready to see the sights in Nashville, Bill.
All right, sounds good to me. Well, then let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit and get our startup done and get out of there because it's going to be a 45-minute flight and we don't want to waste any time. We want to get there by nightfall. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our startup checklist here. So we want oxygen on because we're going up to about 17, maybe 18,000 feet today. Fuel cut off, cut on. And I think I'm going to turn on the pitot heaters this time because there was a thunderstorm earlier, which is why we're leaving so late. It's currently 7:30 in the evening. We were going to leave earlier, but because of that thunderstorm, we decided to just kind of chill for a while. So I'm pretty sure that the atmosphere has cooled off considerably. Alright, so let's get the main power on, and we want to turn on the two lights, the beacon and the strobe. We'll do the test. Thank you, Allie, for reminding me.
Well, you gotta love that manual.
Yeah, keep rubbing it in. Okay, and we're going to want to put the de-ice switch on as well. And let's get the Saphir turbine starter up and running.
You mean Sapphire?
No, Saphir.
No, Sapphire turbine starter.
Well, you say it how you want, I'll say it how I want. I think Saphir sounds more exotic than Sapphire, so that's what I'm going to continue to call it, so yeah.
Well, excuse me.
Well, now that we've settled that, let's go ahead and turn on some lights here. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. Let's start the engine. And we have a good ignition. Very nice, very nice. Alright. Nav lights on. And we're also going to want to turn the main generator on as well as the avionics. Click on Yield GPS. Let me just make sure our flight plan is in there. Yep, KLIT to LIT. Yep, that's the beginning of our flight plan. Okay, we are looking good. And as usual, it is that time again.
Yay, that time.
Yep, you know the drill, my dear.
Yep, one canopy closing coming up, as usual. Locked and ready.
Thank you much. I gotta say, this is like the most GA traffic that I've seen in this area of the airport all week. Okay, so we are just about set to go here. I just need to turn on the landing lights. Get that out of the way here. Okay, I think we're ready for pushback, wouldn't you say?
Yep, no time like the present.
Alright, well then, let's push back.
Feels so good to be back in our own plane after that mothball bomber.
Yeah, I have to admit that bomber that we were flying was a piece of work. I'm sure it was good back in its day, but now we can look forward to a beautiful retirement as a museum display here in Little Rock. So, yeah.
And it couldn't happen to a nicer plane.
Alright, this should be sufficient, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the pushback here. And we'll get the call in the tower. Tell them we want to go. We're departing east. Adams Ground, BelGeode 70 with uniform. Request taxi for takeoff, east departure.
BelGeode 70, taxi to and hold short of runway Bravo, Charlie. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
22 right, so we've got to go all the way to the opposite end of the airport. Okay. Taxiing hold short, runway 22 right, via taxiway Bravo Charlie, BelGeode 70. Cheat sheet. There we go. Alright, and it's time to debut a brand new view that I am including into our little repertoire of camera views here. Ta-da! I figured this view would probably get a little bit more use than the view that we had where it was looking from the right wing towards the center of the cockpit. So we're going to use this one from now on as well. In addition to the touchdown cam, this is our overhead view. Okay, so we've got a pretty brisk jog down to the end of 22 right. So let's do the magic of editing and get there post-haste. Okay, we are almost there. I'm going to slow down a little bit here.
So, Bel, did you have a great time here in Little Rock? I know I did.
Yeah, I did actually have fun here in Little Rock. I'm glad you did too. Still not too pleased with you about that little stunt you pulled when we were flying here, but I guess I can let that slide. You do have a point. It is good to have somebody with me that actually knows how to fly. So I'm thinking from here on out what we'll do is we'll trade off. That way we can both get some flight time in. So after this flight you will have the next leg, which I believe we're going to be going to Asheville, North Carolina. What do you say? Does that sound like a decent idea?
Sounds like a perfectly acceptable arrangement.
Alright, then we have an accord. Okay, time to turn and call the tower. There we go. And I think I'm going to start following your advice, Ally. I'm going to start doing the emergency brake when we hold short here.
Yay, bonus points for me.
Alright, so let's go ahead and contact the ye old tower. Adams Tower, BelGeode 70 at runway 22 right, ready for takeoff, departure to the east.
BelGeode 70, hold short, runway 22 right, traffic is Boeing 737 on final.
You don't say. Hold short, runway 22 right, BelGeode 70. Well, let's see if we can see this sucker coming in. Where he at? Is he already on the runway? Nope, doesn't look like it. Where the hell is he? Do you see him back there, Ally? Because I don't see him.
I'm looking to the left, I'm looking to the right, I'm looking to the left again. I don't see this guy, unless he's flying Wonder Woman's plane or something. Nope.
Great, sounds like we got phantom planes going on here. Unless he's on the opposite end of the runway. I see something down there, unless that's supposedly him and he just came in. What's he doing touching down from that side? That's weird. Oh, no, there he is. I see him. Took you long enough. And looks like we got some GA traffic behind us too. Alright, so I guess we'll wait for this guy to mosey his ass off the runway before we can take off. Let me know when he's off the runway, please, Ally.
Okay, his moseying is complete.
Southwest 674, on 121.9er. BelGeode 70, cleared for takeoff, runway 22, right departure to the east approved.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 22 right, BelGeode 70. All right. Well, now would be a good time to turn on ye old track IR, or face track no IR, as the case may be. Okay. Emergency brakes off, everything's looking good. Next stop, Nashville. All right, it is that time again. Let's do a final check. Everything looks good. Oxygen is on. Flaps are down. Landing lights are on. Everything else is on. Okay, we are good to go. Brakes down. Throttles up. And we're off. Looks like we're in for a beautiful sunset, too.
That's good. I happen to love sunsets and long walks on the beach as well.
And we're drifting. Okay, rotating.
Adam Howard, Piper November 10920 at runway 22 right, ready for takeoff. Departure to the north.
Piper November 10920, taxi and
Gear up.
and hold.
Position and hold. Piper 9020.
Flaps up. We'll pop up the GPS. Okay, so according to our flight plan, we're going to need to make a really sharp U-turn here. So, once we get over that critical speed
Piper
hump,
November 10920,
we'll go ahead and turn.
Takeoff runway 22, right north departure approved. BelGeode 70, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
sounds good. Little Rock departure, BelGeode 70's type experimental, 2 miles southwest of Adams, 1,700. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
BelGeode 70, Little Rock departure. Squawk 3657.
Squawk 3657, BelGeode 70.
BelGeode 70, radar contact 2 miles southwest of Adams, 3,100. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain phone navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace, BelGeode 70. Good deal. Okay, so as we make our way up and out, let's take one final look at Little Rock. Bye-bye, Little Rock. Thanks for all the fun and frivolity. We appreciated it. And we are off to the start of the hill country. Well, technically, it's only a little bit taller than where we are now. I believe Nashville Airport's like 600 feet above sea level. But we're going to be heading further east anyway, so we're going to be going through Tennessee's Smoky Mountains as well as the Blue Ridge in North Carolina. And we might even skirt the Alleghenies. So either way, should be a very fun trip. Alright, so we're going to be getting up to about between 17 and 18,000 here, so I'm just going to keep gaining altitude, and we will keep the speed as high as we can get it without overheating the engines. I'm going to straighten up while I'm at it here. Zoom this out. I think 20 should be good. Yeah, 20 miles out. See what the trimmers are set to. Oh wow, already not trimmed.
BelGeode 70, you're leaving my airspace. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Squawk 1200, frequency change approved, BelGeode 70. Well, now's a good time to talk to Memphis Center. Memphis Center, BelGeode 70, type experimental, 1 mile southeast of Alpha Romeo 55. Request flight following.
BelGeode 70, Memphis Center, squawk 5416.
Squawk 5416, BelGeode 70.
BelGeode 70, radar contact 3 miles east of Alpha Romeo 55, 10,900, altimeter 3003.
Copy, BelGeode 70. And just like that, we are out of Little Rock's airspace and on our way. Now all we need to do is get up to altitude. So one final look at Little Rock on our way out.
Memphis Center, Delta 1.
Beautiful. Alright, and we are approaching 14,000. So we're just going to continue going straight here. Oh, let's try that outside view again. The other outside view. That's what it's all about, folks. Oh, I love this camera angle. And as you can see, all the street lights are starting to come on. You know, it just dawned on me, this is going to be like my first official night flight, technically. How cool. I love night flights.
Contact Memphis Center on 135.3.
135.3 for BelGeode 70. Memphis Center, BelGeode 70 with you.
BelGeode 70, Memphis Center, roger. Altimeter 3003.
We're a little off course here. Okay, we are at 17,000, so I'm going to go ahead and set the trimmers, and we'll see if it behaves itself. Well, we seem to have another stiff crosswind blowing here. It keeps turning us to the right, so the trimmers are going to start acting up again, no doubt. But I'm not too worried about it. They seem to be behaving a little bit better than before. I'm going to try and see if I can bring us up to about 18,000. Look at that beautiful sunset. Wow. This is what it's all about, folks. Whether it be real-life flying or virtual flying, it's stuff like this, moments like this that I live for. Love this. And I started to say earlier how much I enjoy night flying. That was always a big thing with me, is seeing the world at night from the air. It's always so magical. Can't really put it into words, really. It's just one of those things where, you know, it's kind of part surreal, yet you're really there, and it's just awesome. Not as articulate about that right now, but trust me when I tell you, it's one of the most beautiful things for me.
Cessna 856, contact Memphis Center on 135.875.
And we still appear to be drifting to the right. Sheesh. Well, there's not much I'm going to be able to do about the winds aloft, so we're just going to have to work with it. Yeah, we're definitely off course after that little sightseeing venture there. Not to worry, I'm going to increase speed just a touch here. And get us back on course. Looks like we are heading to Hilly. I wonder if they named that one after Hillary Clinton. Hilly. I always say, I don't know how they come up with these stupid names for the waypoints, but damn. I noticed none of them are ever spelled right either. You alright back there, Ally? I haven't heard a peep out of you for a while.
Bombardier 200,
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm
contact
just a
Memphis
little
Center
bit tired is all.
135.875.
Well, try not to fall asleep on me. I mean, I don't get a chance to sleep either.
135.875, Bombardier 200.
Kinda need you as my eyes and ears out there.
I'll try not to. I'm
Memphis
thinking
Center,
we really
American
shouldn't have eaten that filling
1554
meal,
with
though.
you. Flight level 3.
Well, look at the bright side.
American
I got us a
1554,
pretty
Memphis
posh
Center, Roger.
hotel in Nashville, so we should be set up really, really good.
Hey, if we're talking king-size bed, I am
November
in.
4th,
All we gotta do is make it there without falling asleep.
I'm gonna do my damnedest not to nod off, Belle. You have my word on that.
I promise you'll like it, and actually you'll like tomorrow even more, because I've got something special planned for us, a very special flight. I think you'll love it.
Oh, really? Can I have a hint as to what it is?
No, I'm not giving you any hints.
Well, you can't tell me you have a surprise and not give me a hint.
Okay, all I'll say is I know your aviation style, so I'm pretty sure you are going to approve.
Okay, see, you can't do that. Now you have to tell me what it is.
I don't care, I'm not telling you. You're gonna have to find out tomorrow, just like the viewing audience will. But I promise you will love it.
Uh-huh. This better be good.
You have my word on that. She will love it. Trust me when I tell you. Hopefully you all will love it too. All I can say is we're gonna go back old school. Okay, looks like we switched waypoints, so we're no longer going to Hilly, we're now going to GQE. Interesting.
Memphis Center, American 679.
I'm glad when we get out of this crosswind, though. That would be great.
American 679.
Right now we're over 19,000, and winds aloft are still pushing us over to the right.
Memphis Center,
I'm gonna zoom this out a little
November
bit.
30016 is at 8,500, climbing 14,000. Delta 1075, turn right heading 275, proceed on course. Climb and maintain flight level 180. Bombardier November 30016, Memphis Center, Roger. Altimeter 3004. Bombardier
Okay, now we can
016,
start seeing the
heading
airspace for
285,
Memphis,
proceed on course.
who of course is the air traffic controller we're listening to right now that's jamming the airwaves.
Bombardier 016. American 679.
They're one of the major hubs in this neck of the woods.
Proceed on course.
So as soon as we pass them, then we will be straight shot to Nashville,
American 679.
which is still under the jurisdiction of Memphis Center.
Turn right heading 275, proceed on course. Climb and maintain flight level 180, Delta 1075.
Excuse me.
Don't fall asleep on me back there, Ally.
I'm not sleeping yet, Belle. It was just a yawn. Calm
November
down, calm down.
91216.
Alright, try to hold it together if you can, please.
Cessna November 91216, Memphis Center, Roger. Altimeter 3004.
I'm going to give us a little bit more throttle here, since we're in a thinner atmosphere up here. We've got way better fuel efficiency up at this altitude. Oh, let me check the oxygen. It's looking good. It's looking good. We're still almost full, so we're good. I've actually turned off the face track no IR because there's almost no point, at least right now anyway. I think we're hitting a thermal or something. It keeps pushing us up. I don't want to get past 21,000 though, because that's going to be like airliner territory. You can see that guy looks like he's about maybe 1,000, at the most 2,000 feet above us. Well, actually, he's maybe higher than that, because I don't know what the contrail layer is. Usually it's like 27,000 or higher. But even so, I don't want to be in airliner territory. I want to be a little bit below that. Look at that, last remnants of the sun.
Contact Little Rock approach, sun 119.5. 119.5 for Cessna 216. American 1554, traffic is 1 o'clock, 4 miles. Flight level 301, Boeing 737, report them in sight. American 1425, traffic is 2 o'clock, 2 miles. Flight level 311, Boeing 737, report them in sight. American 1425.
Alright, we should be ready to turn any second here. We're just going to skirt the edge of Memphis ATC area.
Contact Memphis Center.
Right on cue.
120.075.
Going to 120.075, BelGeode 70. Memphis Center, BelGeode 70 with you.
BelGeode 70, Memphis Center, roger.
Hopefully this guy will be a little quieter. I doubt it though, Memphis is a pretty big airport. Come to think of it, Nashville is no slouch either. Nashville's kind of big as well. But I think one of the major things to remember here in Tennessee is this is also FedEx country. So there's going to be a lot of cargo flights around the area. FedEx and UPS. Come to think of it, I think Southwest uses Nashville Airport as a hub, or focus city, I believe.
Memphis Center, American 1554 with you. Flight level 310.
American 1554, Memphis Center, roger.
Well, as we're flying by the Memphis ATC area, how about we do a quick flyby camera?
8 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 212, experimental, report them in sight. BelGeode 70, traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 181, Mooney, Bravo, report them in sight.
Well, I definitely see them.
0, traffic in sight.
BelGeode 70, traffic in sight. Well, so much for my showing off. It was a nice flyby, though, you gotta admit. Now, the real question is, what is that Mooney doing so high up? Interesting. Alright, so we are just about at the border of Tennessee and Arkansas. If you look on my GPS, you will see the little squiggly line there indicating the river going between the two states. So yeah, we're almost to the halfway point. Matter of fact, you can see the river dead ahead. Here, I'll give you a better view. There it is, the dividing line between Arkansas and Tennessee. So we head east.
November 81656, with you 5,000. Beach November 81656, Memphis approach, roger, altimeter 3007.
Although technically we're heading northeast right now. Alright, I'm going to see if I can lower some altitude here, because all of a sudden we're up at 22,000 and this is not what I intended for this flight.
Memphis Center, UPS Diner 826 Eddie is at 12,600, descending 10,000. UPS Diner 826 Eddie, Memphis Center, roger, altimeter 3004.
See, told you. UPS and FedEx. Gonna be seeing a lot of them.
Turn left heading 215, UPS Diner 826 Eddie.
And here we go. We're just about to cross the river.
Contact Memphis approach on 119.1.
We are pretty much officially in Tennessee. Alright, let me take a look at our flight plan real quick here while we cross into Tennessee. So we are going towards Dyer, the next waypoint. After that we've got Goshen, Della, and what comes after Della? Bevy, GDAT, BNA, and KBNA. Well, KBNA and BNA are pretty much the same area. That's going to be Nashville Airport. Okay, so Goshen, we've got about 65 miles to, and then Della is 27 after that. I'm thinking what we're going to do is when we get to Goshen, we'll start our descent from wherever we are now, just below 21,000. And then when we hit Della, we should be relatively close to contacting Nashville, so from there we can start going down to altitude, or to pattern altitude, I should say. Seems like a plan to me. As night falls. Wow, look at all the stars. I wonder if the moon's out. Oh, there it is. How cute. I love the moon.
L-870, contact Memphis Center on 134.65. American 1554, contact Memphis Center on 134.65.
Going to 134.65, BelGeode 70.
Going to 1.
Memphis Center, BelGeode 70 with you.
L-870, Memphis Center, roger.
Memphis Center, American 1554 with you. Flight level 310.
American 1554, Memphis Center, roger.
Really looking forward to us making this turn here, so that way I don't get buffeted by this crosswind. I was hoping I could just set the trimmers and forget it, but it doesn't look like that's happening. Even up here at close to 21,000 feet, we're still getting a pretty stiff crosswind. That's never a good thing. Okay, looks like we're doing good on gas. I didn't fill us up all the way. There was a little bit of empty space in the center tank, but I filled up the wingtip tanks, so as long as those are full, we should be good, because it's going to drain from that first. Oxygen bottle was also filled, so we're looking pretty good on that. Oxygen again, this is the gauge right here. So this is the full mark, and it's just below that. So we're doing pretty good there. And of course that's our gas gauge, in case you forgot. So yeah, not too shabby, not too shabby. I think we should be in Nashville probably in about 25 minutes or so. Maybe a little bit less, depending on how much speed I can coax out of this sucker. Figure if we're going to be up here past 20,000 feet, I may as well give it some more engine power. Whoa, and the wind's just shifted. Lovely. And Ally, you're being awful quiet back there. Are you sure you're not asleep?
I am absolutely positive that I'm not asleep, Bel.
Okay, I'm just checking. I'm just checking. Like I said, you're awful quiet back there.
Well, it's certainly not for lack of want, I will say that.
I promise you when we get to Nashville, you can definitely sleep the night away. Got us a king-size bed. You should be great. Okay, it looks like the trimmers are stabilized again. And it's just about time to make our right turn, which of course is going to mess up the trimmers once more. Lovely. Next stop, Goshen. Well, looks like it's pitching us down as we turn here. That's probably the effect of the crosswind.
Memphis Center,
I'm not going to worry too much about it, because like I said, I didn't really want to be up at 21,000 feet, so
Memphis Center, Roger.
I can live with that. Alright, let's see if it straightens us out. No, now it's going to push us the other way. Lovely.
1656, Memphis Center, Roger. Altimeter 3009.
Well, so much for a hands-off flight. Alright, so we've got, what, 62 nautical miles to go to Goshen. Yeah, I guess we can handle that.
Hey, Bel, while we're in Nashville, can we see the Grand Ole Opry, please?
Yeah, we can go see the Grand Ole Opry while we're in Nashville. Why not? I didn't realize you were a country music fan, though.
I'm not. I'm an architecture fan.
Oh, excuse me. You're an architecture fan. Okay.
Cessna 08.
Hey, whatever works.
Turn left, heading 040. Turn left, heading 040. Cessna 088.
Can't really argue with her anyway, because actually when I was in college, that was my major, was architecture, before I switched it to art. There's one thing I will say about architecture. It's a fascinating subject, but the crowd in college, bunch of snobs. Not welcoming at all. When I switched to art, I had a much better time in college. Okay, so 48 nautical miles to Goshen. Let me zoom this out a little bit and see just how far we've got comparatively speaking. Ooh, probably about 100 miles. Yep, looks like just about 100 miles to Nashville. Alright, so yeah, when we hit Goshen, we're definitely going to want to come down. Uh-oh. See that yellow light flashing on the right side there? That is indicating that the engine is starting to overheat, so it's time to pull the throttle back just a touch. It's a good thing I saw that when I did, otherwise this might not be a very good landing. And we're gaining altitude again. Damn it. Okay, so mental note. Don't fly in crosswinds. Wait till it's a calm day out before we go flying. As if we have control over Mother Nature.
Southwest 2001 is at flight level 2907, climbing flight level 300. American
Oh, it looks so beautiful up there. Look at that. Just look at that. So serene.
Contact Memphis Center on 127.975.
Keep saying it, this is what it's all about.
Memphis Center, Roger. Going to 125.85, American 1554.
Only way this could be better would be if the ATC would just shut up so I can just listen to the drone of the jet engines.
Delta 1317.
As a kid, I used to consider jet engines, the sound of the jet engines, like a lullaby. I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't have that effect on me tonight, because it sounds like Allie's almost asleep.
No, I am not asleep.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're asleep. We're almost there. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't want to fall asleep either. One of us has to be awake to land this sucker. Although I think I should be fine, because like I said, I've always been fascinated by night flying. It's one of those things that I have not yet accomplished in real life. The only flight hours that I actually have under my belt are all daytime hours. I'd love to be able to do some night flying.
Memphis Center, Roger. Altimeter 3008.
I love it when it's like, just like this, dusk. The sun's already set, the night sky's creeping in, and you've got those lovely hues of blue and violet and purple. It's just gorgeous. And then you got the little shooting stars with the red and green lights. Awesome stuff.
Report them in sight.
So yeah, here's some interesting little tidbits that I read about Nashville International Airport. Take a couple minutes to fill you in here. So you may have noticed from the title screen that the ICAO code for Nashville is actually BNA. There's a reason for that. It was established in 1937 and its original name was Berry Field. So you figure the B stands for Berry and the NA would of course stand for Nashville. I'm always curious about how various airports get their names. But needless to say, Nashville Airport ranks as like the 34th busiest airport in the United States in terms of like passengers and so on. So as you can imagine, it's probably going to be a lot of traffic as we head on in there. I believe I stated before it is at about 599 feet above sea level. And it is pretty close to some gorgeous lake country, and it's also home to the 118th Airlift Wing, which are C-130 planes of the Tennessee Air National Guard. Another interesting tidbit about Nashville Airport is during World War II, the United States Air Force Air Transport Command used it as a headquarters for the 4th Ferrying Command to basically send all the planes overseas to the war. Okay, and we are at Goshen, so it's time to start our gentle descent. By the time we reach to Della, I want to be pretty close to about 10,000 feet. We'll see how well we go with that there. Alright, Allie, wake up. We are starting our descent.
Don't know how many times I gotta tell you I'm not asleep.
Yeah, so you say.
And I still want to know what this alleged surprise is that you've got for me, Bel.
And no, I told you, I'm not going to tell you what the surprise is. You'll find out tomorrow, just like everybody else.
Come on, Bel, the suspense is killing me.
Nope.
Ah,
Wild horses couldn't drag it out of me.
well, you know, we're pretty close to Kentucky. I can arrange to get some wild horses for you.
Were you like one of those kids that at Christmas time you just had to peek in all the gifts
What?
before it was actually Christmas Day?
I did not.
Jeez.
I will have you know, I was the model of childhood anticipation. Now, my sister Geeta, on the other hand, she was the bad one. She was the one who would open up all the presents and then try to wrap them back up using different colored tape.
Okay, 4 nautical miles away from Della, so it should be switching us over to Bevy next. And we're just over 12,000 feet. Okay. Alrighty, Allie, make sure you're strapped in. We're coming in.
I'm strapped in and I'm ready for landing. And by the way, I still resent that earlier comment. I was not a bad kid, though I am tired.
You and me both, dear. You and me both. I can't wait to hit the sack myself. It's been a busy but fun week. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate that you were a bad kid. But yeah, I can kind of see that about your sister Geeta, though. She seems like a troublemaker.
Oh, hon, you don't know the half of it. I could tell you stories. Maybe I will. Tomorrow.
Bel 070, contact Nashville approach on 128.45.
Now that was the radio call I was waiting for. 128.45, BelGeode 70. Nashville approach, BelGeode 70 with you.
BelGeode 70, Nashville approach, roger, altimeter 3011.
Good deal. And while I've got this open, I may as well put it to nearest airport list and see if I can find Nashville Tower, because I'm going to need them in a minute. So we're looking for KBNA. And there it is, number 5. Cool beans. All right. Let's get the ATIS while I bring this sucker down just below 10,000 feet.
Nashville Airport Information Tango 0135 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition. View clouds at 4,100. Ceiling 1000. Broken. Temperature 25. Dew point 19er. Altimeter 3012. ILS. Runway 2 center. ILS. Runway 2 right and ILS. Runway 2 left in use. Landing and departing runway 2 center. Runway 2 right and runway 2 left. VFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Tango. Nashville.
Okay,
Airport
I am
information,
pretty
Tango.
sure that they're going to have us come down on 2
01350.
left.
Wind calm.
So I'm going to go ahead and start
Greater than
setting that
20
up.
miles. Sky condition. U clouds at 4,000.
We'll wait to load it till I call them.
1,000.
Alright. Get my best radio voice going here. Nashville Tower, BelGeode 70 is 24 miles west with Tango to land.
BelGeode 70, Nashville Tower. Entered left base, runway 2 left.
Called
Altimeter
it.
3012.
Fly left base, runway 2 left, BelGeode 70. Okay, so we will let Saphir continue coming down, and I'm going to finish up getting my procedures in. Okay. There we go, look at that. And just like that, we're already on our base leg. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to zoom this sucker in to about 10 miles. That way I get a good idea when I'll need to turn. Might zoom it in one more notch the closer we get. But for right now, I'm just going to concentrate on getting us about 4,000, between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. And that way we'll get ready to land. How's it looking back there, Ally?
It's nighttime, Bill. It looks pretty dark.
Well, you know, you can turn on your cockpit lights, unless, of course, you're leaving it deliberately dark so you can sleep back there.
Oh my God. Bill and this Geode, you're lucky I don't slap you.
Okay, okay. Don't get your panties in a bunch.
If you must know, I have it dark back there so that I can take in the true beauty of the nighttime sky.
Yeah, it does look beautiful. I'll give you that. Alright, well, we should be down in about, maybe 5 or 7 minutes.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure I will be awake for all of it.
Okie doke. There is downtown Nashville. The Music City itself. This is gonna be fun. Nashville is one of those places that I've only been through briefly in real life, so I can't really tell you too much about it other than, what I read to you earlier. But it's one of those places that I know if I were to go and hang out for an extended period of time, I'd probably have a lot of fun. So we're going to do it virtually here. And there's our airport. Let's take a look from the outside. There it is. And you can see downtown Nashville as well behind us. Looking good, looking good. Okay, what is our altitude? We are just over 4,000. I want to bring this sucker down to about, maybe 3,500-ish. We're coming in on 2 left, so that'll be the closest of the white, green, and red runways that you're seeing there. And now would be a good time to zoom this sucker in. There we go. So I want to hit this thing perpendicularly here. Okay, we are at 3,400, looking good. Our speed is looking alright. I don't even think I'll need to put out the speed brakes for this one. I think we might just bleed off enough airspeed as I make this turn from base leg to final. So we won't be using your method tonight, Ally.
Oh, that's a shame. The book even recommended it.
I'm sure you'll forgive me. Alright, let's check to the right, see if there's any traffic. That guy looks like he's going away from us. I don't see anything else around. Anything on this side? Oh, there's a guy over there, but I can't tell which way he's heading.
Hyper 080, cleared to land. Runway 2 right.
Oh, that's the Piper coming in. Okay,
Cleared to
that
land,
makes sense.
runway 2 right, Piper 080.
Good luck, lady. May the force be with you. Alright, so we are just about ready for flaps, so one notch down. And that's going to push us up a little bit, because flaps tend to do that. 2 notches down. Drop some power here. And gear down. Okay, now would be a great time to get that touchdown camera ready. Touchdown camera's looking good, and we're just about ready to come in. Give it a little bit more power, so that way we don't hit our stall speed. And we're going to take this sucker down.
BelGeode 70, cleared to land. Runway 2 left.
Perfect timing. Cleared to land, runway 2 left, BelGeode 70. Alrighty, Ally, we're coming in.
So I see. Okay, fly safely.
And there goes Miss Piper. Wow, she's taking forever to land. We're actually going to race her down. Okay, here is our lineup. So far looking good. Still a little bit too high up though, so I'm going to go ahead and drop some power here. Not too much. Let's see, what are the trimmers at? Good, we're back to neutral trim. Perfect. Okay, so you can see to center just immediately to our right with that little cascade of lights pointing towards the runway. And this one is ours to the left. Okay, looking good, looking good. Flatten us out just a little bit here. I don't want to get too steep. Alright, we are at minimums and ready for the touchdown cam. There it is, to left. Oh, a little bit of a bounce there, but that was okay. And brakes. Let's see, where is the taxiway? I believe this is it coming up. Yep, that works for me.
BelGeode 70, contact ground on 121.9er.
I will do so momentarily, sir. Thank you so much.
Nashville Tower, Delta 342 is 11 miles south. Inbound ILS, runway 2 right approach. Delta 342, Nashville Tower, fly straight in, runway 2 right, altimeter 3013.
Going to 121.9, BelGeode 70. Alright, Nashville ground, please give us a really good parking spot tonight so that we can quickly get out of here to the hotel and to bed.
I hear that.
Nashville ground, BelGeode 70, request taxi to parking.
BelGeode
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking using taxiway Kilo Uniform 4, BelGeode 70. Cheat sheet! Oh good, it's straight ahead, even better. And look, here comes Miss Piper. Oh, bloody well timed. Alright, so, welcome to Nashville, Tennessee. And as always, I want to thank you all for flying with me. Certainly do appreciate it. Allie, I know you are dog tired, so I'm going to make this as quick as I possibly can to get us to our parking spot so we can get to the hotel and get some rest. Because tomorrow morning is going to be a fun day. And as for you, the viewing audience, thank you as always for watching. And if you have enjoyed what you have seen, please feel free to leave a like on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already done so. That way you'll get notifications as to when I put these nifty little videos online. You may notice a trend. I started doing some bonus videos the morning after. You can check those out at your leisure, but we're probably going to continue that little series there. It's like a series within a series where we'll feature like a different aircraft and the various airports that we ended up flying into the night before. So hope you're enjoying that. Please be sure to leave some feedback. Always appreciated. And as always, don't forget that you can find me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/BelGeode. And I'm also on Hitbox, www.hitbox.tv/BelGeode. Of course, if you really want to get in touch with me, best ways to find me are going to be on Facebook at BelGeode 2015, or just friend me on Twitter. I don't bite much. Twitter is at BelGeode, in case you hadn't figured. Although you can see the annotation now, so I don't even know why I'm bothering to make it like it's a surprise. Alright, but that'll just about do it for us today. So again, thank you all for watching. Your viewership is always appreciated. And Allie and I are going to say good night. Good night, Allie.
Good night, Bel.
And good night to the viewing audience. We will catch you on the flip side. Ciao.